Hey everyone, this is the real KMGH, also known as Keegan Knox. Okay, but on my YouTube channel, I am KMGH, the real. It's actually the real KMGH, but nonetheless. So as you can see, I'm here with a review, and finally, I haven't done a review in a long time, guys. The reason why is because I got a hard drive, I got a graphics card from my PC, and so I've been gaming. So those of you that have actually been watching on my Twitch channel, yeah, there's been a lot more games, and especially on my gaming page, Keegan Knox, which is Keegan Knox, the same name for the Twitch and the Facebook channel. Yeah, I've been gaming a lot more, so I haven't really been watching anything, but I have been keeping tabs and keeping up with Fallout. Okay, so I'm not going to be starting now like, oh well, you see, episode one. Blah, 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 blah. No, I'm not going to be talking about episode one. Uh, right now I'm on the verge of finishing episode 7. Okay, I don't know how many episodes is going to be in the season of season 2. I think it's only going to be 8 episodes. So I'm going to do a review of 1 through to 6, and then I'm going to do 7 and 8 once the season is done. Okay, so what is it that I'm actually going to tell you about this entire thing? One thing is cool. Fallout season 1 was amazing. Everybody that's a gamer, everybody that loved playing these games said, "Oh man, it's so incredible! I can't believe it." But apart from the fact that it is being adapted from the games, and nobody's complained about it being, it is slightly a different story, but still, it still goes according to what is in the game, and that is cool. Okay, this is a studio that knows its fans. Okay, and knows the gamers and knows the content, and that's cool. And I like the show a lot. Season 1 was so cool. Season 2, to be honest, I actually think season 2 is way better. Okay, I actually watched the guys on the Angry Joe show, and they rate every episode. But I enjoy watching the show. What I really like about the show. Should I even tell you about that first before I tell you about the other things? Okay. No need to tell you guys about the lore about Fallout, okay? We all know post apocalyptic, bombs dropped, this is the wasteland. The Vaulters are the ones who are the ones that kind of still live in a decent society, while everybody else on the surface lives in a post apocalyptic world with a lot of killers and creatures and mutants now, and a whole lot of things, okay? But the vaults aren't what they seem. The vaults are used for experiments, but okay. What's so cool is that when Lucy is actually looking for a father, and she's obviously with the ghoul, okay, um, it's cool to see that from season 1, she started killing people like in season 1, okay, and in season 2, she still has that innocence about her, even though she kills people. She also kills people, okay, and there's a part in the scene in the episodes in this season where she's drugged and she enjoys the action, okay, and the ghoul kind of like teaches her and shows her, exactly what to do and how to kill people, blah blah blah. But the main thing is that the ghoul is looking for his kids, for his wife and his child, and Lucy's looking for a father, and wherever the father is, possibly that is where the ghoul's family is as well. And eventually, yeah, they do not see where the family is, but they do now know where the family is of the ghoul. And Lucy's father is basically in the same place, but they struck a deal. Okay, the ghoul actually used Lucy because he was going to use Lucy as bait to throw the father out, but the father just give it to him. Man's smart guy. Okay, he's got the family of the ghoul. So hey, you take my daughter back to the vault safely, and I'll make sure your family stays safe as well. Basically, that's the deal. Okay, so that kind of ruins the relationship that Lucy kind of thought that she was building with the ghoul. But let's just take it. The ghoul has been like hundreds of years. He's not the same man he used to be. He's not the veteran. He's not the soldier. He's not the actor. He's not the brave cowboy he is. He's a complete villain. Okay, he's a complete cruel crook, and he does it for money. And apparently, he kills for family as well. That's who the ghoul is. So let's just get into it. I know the ghoul is actually one of the show's most favorite characters, besides Lucy. I think maybe the Ghoul is the favorite character in the entire show, but he's not a great character. Okay, he's a favorite character, but in terms of the script, who he is, he's not a great person. Okay, he's a ghoul nonetheless. Well, what is this? Oh, okay. Yeah, so going on about that, it's so cool to see a lot of the action that's in this film. We get to see death claws, we get to see more of the power suits. I actually enjoy when they show the Brotherhood. The music for the Brotherhood is just like so cool for me. It's it's like when you read a synopsis of a story and be like, whoa, I want to know more about the lore in the story. That's actually what the sound that they play for the Brotherhood, that's how it feels for me. Da, da, da. I'm like, oh, it's so cool. Because it just makes, and especially what they put in season 2, where I thought the Brotherhood was just that one base, but apparently the Brotherhood is many groups of individual brotherhoods, okay, that form a complete community, okay, each one led by somebody who, let's just call them the director. Okay, the director. So each unit has their own director. And to be honest, they're actually a massive group. I understand, like in the lore, some other groups are like, oh no, this group, the Enclave, they like strong. But I have to admit, dude, the Brotherhood, the fact that they got the artifacts, which is the war machines, the suits, the power suits, and everything else that's basically a war machine that America used back then. That's what the Brotherhood has, and I think the Brotherhood is a really, really strong um, adversary. Okay, I would, but hey, not a lot of people are saying, "Yo, the Brotherhood is like they basically the Brotherhood." From what I've heard, is not, but I still think they really they really do hit hard. But obviously, what happens in season 2, there's the whole infighting thing. So, that's the crazy thing about it. The Brotherhood is probably not that strong because they have infighting and each person wants to be the top leader. Like they told, what's the dude's name now? The character, the one who's in the powers, I totally forgot his name. But yeah, that guy, okay? They told him, so now you understand the Brotherhood. Power is taken, not given. So basically, that's it. And that's kind of what was happening uh, in season 2 when they all had this meeting. They were basically going to take the power from the rest of the Brotherhood members, basically a coup, and then the director would be the one in charge. But yeah, okay, that's not a massive part. They like have a small piece of a story in this season. Okay, the Brotherhood, and then they're there, they're powerful, they're strong, they have many factions, okay, and together they're powerful, but the infighting, it's over basically. Okay, and I really like the Brotherhood. um from episodes 1 to 6, it's cool. You see Lucy's journey basically similar to the journey in season 1. She's a little innocent, she gets more and more into what the ghoul does, and that's basically it. Okay, there's nothing much to say, but there's good action. Now, I'm only speaking about the parts of the season where it's post-apocalyptic. The parts where the ghoul has his backflashes, okay, where they do the backflashes of the ghoul when he was still an actor and human, that is really gripping. That is so spyish, okay, so it's so good because like you already know what happened. Look, the bombs dropped. You don't know who. That's kind of the question that's out there. Who really did it? Okay. Was it Voltec? Was it somebody else? How many players are there really? Okay. But we all know, okay, post apocalyptic world. But the cool thing is that we get to see the backflashes and we get to see Howard, the ghoul, okay, when he was still Howard, the actor, being a spy and trying to stop the end of the world, dealing with the fact that his wife is involved in this, okay. Also coming across Hank, who's Lucy's dad back then. Obviously, they didn't know nothing about what's going on. And, how to really save the world and save lives. and you dealing with powerful people, people with money, people with a lot of resources. Okay, and I think that's so cool because you go from post-apocalyptic, where it's a whole journey, looking for these people, trying to figure out, trying to get answers. Okay, to a spy scenes vibe. Okay, where it's about um the proper term, because this is it's espionage. This is basically espionage. Okay, I wanted to say spies, but espionage, but corporate espionage, and that is also kind of cool. That's kind of this thing. It's kind of things that's like so cool, and the lore is like so deep. I actually like seeing the parts of the backflashes, the past, because that is like really more. It gives you more depth into at least who Howard used to be before he became the ghoul, and it's so cool and it's sad to see that he was this guy that stood up for everything. He had morals, he had a family, he was fighting for everybody. To being what he is now in the present time, in the future present time, where is the goal, where he doesn't even give a crap. Howard wouldn't use Lucy the way the ghoul wants to use Lucy. And I think that's what we see in this season. First season, we saw Howard doesn't know what's going on. He's like, and all that. He's an actor. He didn't know what's going on, and boom, now he's the goal. He didn't know things, and that's why he's miserable. But now we see in season 2, he knows a lot. He's trying to stop it, and maybe because he failed and the world ended, that's why he became the goal. It's so Man, it's really well written. This is like a massive character build up of Howard to the ghoul. Okay, Lucy, not really. She's just this important girl. But I think Howard. That's actually why he's the favorite character, because we're seeing him played more often in the series. And yeah, I wouldn't say that's why he's the most favorite character. And this whole story is kind of driven around his perspective of Fallout. Okay, Lucy and Hank, it's cool to see the. Okay, well, no, 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 no. I'm not going to talk about that. That's going to be for the next video. Okay, but coming back to, I want to talk about Lucy and her brother's also involved. Okay, everybody's just trying to find everybody and trying to get answers and trying to really make sense of everything that is happening out there. I can't. I don't want to talk much. I don't want to make this video like too long, but you know the Lucy's brother, he has his own little story, so small to be honest, and moving inches and inches and inches because now he's awakened all the other vaulters, okay, that were sleeping since the fallout, okay, and Lucy is just out there doing her own thing, always thinking about her dad. Her dad. She's not even thinking about everybody else back in the vault. Okay, she's thinking about her dad. Get answers. Get answers for what is the question, Lucy? What answers you trying to get? Okay, the goal. Yeah, the like basically, that's what I'm saying. We don't know what the heck, Lucy. What are you gonna ask your dad when you get to him? I know what the ghoul's gonna do. He's gonna want to go find his family. The ghoul's gonna shoot shit up. This whole thing is about Howard and the ghoul, and I like the fact that it's his story and it's his perspective, and we get to see exactly the two types of people he has become, or was, and has become now. The hero, the actor, the star, to the ghoul. Okay, it's a sweet, cool thing to watch. Look, season 2 is not done. I want to see the outcome. Lucy and the dad. Lucy's side, I'm going to leave for the other video, to be honest. Okay, I'm going to leave that for episode 7 and 8. We're going to talk about that. Okay, and I'm just going to leave it here at the moment with Howard and the ghoul, because it's like it's it's not sweet. It's freaking awesome, to be honest. Um, I would say this is kind of like better than the game. I mean, the game is all about action, but this is like story driven. This is really well done. Okay, and yeah, I'm gonna say it's better than the game. Okay, so I'm not saying go watch it. Go watch it if you have time or whatever like that. But it's a good series to watch. But I'll give you guys more information. I don't know if it's gonna be a longer video. It's only gonna be about 2 episodes, but there's probably gonna be a lot of things that we're gonna call out. Okay, we're gonna call out holes in the story. We're gonna call it. What about this? What about this? What about this illusion? That's basically what we're gonna do. Okay. But yeah, wow. I actually wanted to talk about Fallout. I spoke more about how it is and the ghoul, okay? Because you see that a lot. You watch the season of season two, you see Howard, human. Boom, you see the ghoul, the sad guy who's miserable and looking for his family, and probably might even be able to reconnect with him because you don't look human anymore, bro. But okay, okay, that's it for now. There's many factions in Fallout. Okay, we're gonna call that out in the next video at the end of the season. But apart from that, guys, this is the real KMGH. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and a comment. Don't forget to also go on my Twitch channel and my Facebook channel, which is Knox. You can find it. The link is right there. But I'll catch you guys on the next video. But for now, bye.